and welcome back to Half Hour Henshin. Today we are technically recording episode 41, but it is episode 40 because I had a power outage and we lost the footage for the real episode 40.
Nothing big.
Nothing huge. I just find it very funny that like the one time that like you're off in Japan where all things are already weird. It's like, oh yeah, what's happening during the timing we can record? My power is just kind of going in and out.
Dang.
Right? Especially because I think we were like so close to the end. My power could have
Feels
just
like it, yeah.
Yeah, my power would have held out for like 4 more minutes or something. But I mean, you do what you can, and you move on and do what you need to, as you do. So we are just going to be packing this episode full of stuff from last week, stuff from this week, and looking through everything for the future. Big synopsis for the Geeks. Oh wait, no. As always, I am your host Sleepy Witch, joined by
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here, TalkTuber.
Yeah. So last week we talked about 2 Jasaris episodes and the current King Azure and Geats from last week. So technically we'll be talking about all of that, plus like the current episodes. Plus we'll be giving our thoughts on Shin Kamen Rider, because we both saw that movie. Man, the main thing from last week's Geats episode is just the fact that like the Mark 9 scene is sick.
Yeah, there's just so much stuff going on. Yeah, wishes are being granted and all that stuff. So.
Yep. I mean, yeah, the suit from last episode looked good. We're getting like the setup and payoff from the other sponsor wishes now that Chikara and Baroba are still kind of around.
It's really funny how they're conveniently there to give Buffa and Tycoon a reason to be there still.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tycoon might have eventually gone back to fight anyway, like for world peace. But yeah, them being there, the setup. Oh man, we talked about it in the episode that isn't released, but I mean the thing with Geats talking to like his inner Geats about what he wants to do. That whole like inner monologue scene was really cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have to have a good inner monologue scene for something that's pretty much a berserk ability.
Yep.
Even if it's only berserk for like 10 minutes.
Oh, not even. But yeah, we got that. We got him talk to his mom, and we got a very nice like, I guess we wished for the opposite of each other kind of thing. It was very cute. And we have like the big twist at the end of the episode being that Geats gets to remake the whole world after a really, really sick fight. And so we kind of get that deja vu with the first episode of like the episode ends and it's like, welcome to my world, except now it's a world that he made himself. Which leads us into this episode, which leads me into my favorite random thing to talk about in the episodes is the different little editing stuff they do for the openings. First of all, obviously we get to see Mark 9 for Geats and stuff, but the fact that it's gone from almost like this really happy, like you get to see everyone's kind of character and their suit behind them or whatever, to like this almost kind of depressing turnaround, like why are you looking at me all?
Yeah, it's like I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, so like, we're serious now.
Yep. And then like, especially in that little like, because it's almost animated because they cut from like frame to frame with the way it's edited, like right before they transform. The one that gets me is the fact that all of them are very animated and moving, except for Tycoon, who just straight up like doesn't move.
I did not notice that part about Kayla not moving.
Like, he moves slightly, but he's basically still just kind of looking down. Everyone else, does their thing, then eventually, and then they all do the poses in the rider suits, of course, and stuff. But Kayla just basically doesn't move, and I'm just like, oh god. But yeah, big thing this episode: new DGP, no longer a prize for winning, but Geats Oh, and Geets kept Samure basically because he still needs a navigator for his DGP. People's memories are back, even though they don't have writer stuff. And I mean, we still see most of them fight, or at least try.
No, I mean it's just like it's I think I was saying that I didn't notice that Kawa didn't move for his transformation.
But I went on to say afterwards that, like, yeah, he basically kind of just looks down and like he moves, but like everyone else kind of gets their pose and kind of moves on and stuff.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, and
Kawa just kind of stands there.
yeah, I didn't notice that, but I did notice like everyone's like turnaround was like really depressing.
Yeah, it's like really slow, somber. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, okay, I see what you're doing. Uh,
Hmm. And
but
then we yeah,
yeah,
and then we see what Geeta's new role is that like is like people people will wish for stuff and like people can wish for stuff and earn it themselves now. And Buffa does not like the fact that the power is still there, and Kawa is also not happy with that either.
he's not happy with it. But like the goddess is gone.
Hmm.
I think he's also kind of frustrated the goddess is gone because he was like, I wanted to get her to give back everyone's lives, and now she can't.
Oh yeah, true. And then he realized that he could probably. I think he now realized that he could take down Geets for that now too.
Yep. So we're gonna see specifically how that goes
Yeah. Then
because yeah, it's gonna be
and we have like
rough.
an unofficial new. Yeah, and exactly. We have an unofficial game, the Parasite game.
Yep. The new guy who is in charge of dealing with Geats is now making like weird little like infecting Gematos that can infect people. It was really fucking funny seeing like the cop just like stop the skateboarders, then he turns to Gemato and then he's like trying to ride around.
Yeah, it was that
Uh,
was pretty great.
that was
Yeah,
good. Again,
yeah,
love that.
can't make this kid show too bleak, right?
Yeah, you gotta have some dumb funny stuff. Uh, Also,
But
some very funny scenes with Geats being like, you used your power to remake the world or whatever. So he's really hungry, so we get to see the like, oh yeah, let me eat like 15 bowls of food.
yeah, like just a bunch of like small bowls of udon, I think. Just
I
just
think
just
it
a
is
bunch of
also.
noodles.
Yep.
Yeah, just flooding it. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh man. But yeah, and like I mean like the thing I'm really wondering though is that like now that like are we actually gonna have like a Gates like actual bad guy finale, or are we gonna I don't know, is everyone gonna have their wishes granted? I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna do this.
I have no idea either. My biggest thing with this is so Geats bad guy finale, or my other thought would be it's going to be like, again, not beating the Jesus allegations. It's gonna be Geets bad guy in big quotation marks, where he ends up like actually it was all part of his plan and he like dies to like, grant a wish or something like that.
You know, I wouldn't mind that either. It would be really funny.
Yeah.
It would feel like an
Yeah,
early hasty ending.
especially because it would probably end up being that like the one who kills him is going to end up being like Tycoon, and when he quote unquote becomes the hero, he's like, I didn't want to kill you, and he's like, no, this was part of the plan or whatever, and you see that he died because as always, it's always he's a fox, he's tricky, it's always been planned by him.
Hmm. And it's I mean, and after that we have to deal with Veruba and Kekara. So like, how are they going to like just get in the way of all of Gates's plans?
Yeah, I mean the main thing here was basically the big setup. We know that the porters are going to get in the way. They're going to do something to their respective players. Geets is the boss. We have a new like bad guy. We have all of these Jamato, and we have a new guy who's basically his plan is going to be to combat Sumuri, to combat Geets by using Sumuri as like their second generation goddess.
Hmm.
Uh, And the biggest thing from this episode specifically, though, or from this episode preview, though, is new Tycoon form.
Yeah, I think it's Tycoon Emperor or something. I
I
can't
thought it was
remember.
Shogun.
Oh, Shogun. Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
it's been a while since I've seen a leak since like Geese 9.
yeah, I just saw people talking about it. The biggest thing is I don't like the way it was revealed because it was like sister, sister, and then it cuts to like the in rain like lightning flash, and we see the new form, and it's like, oh no.
Hey, we need to have that kind of stuff. It's pretty great.
I
I
know,
mean,
I know. I'm just sad. Him and
I
his sister
know.
made it through so long being happy.
I mean, and also, I mean, like we kind of were betting on Kawa losing it at some point.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm happy that it's happening. Um,
True.
but yeah, this is more of like a setup episode. We're kind of revealing what the antagonists are up to. We're kind of setting up Geats as this different kind of being now. And I'm excited about it. I mean, we're in like the final stretch, so things are about to ramp up to the maximum.
Yeah, talking about going to the maximum. I mean, we didn't get to talk about it last week, but Shin Kamen Rider.
Yes. I mean, we talked about it, but man, that was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
It was great. It was really funny because like I do understand like the pacing issues with the movie because it does feel like 5 episodes in a trench coat, but like it like they basically like set up like the first half really well to give you everything you need to know because like I guess like even in Japan like you do know Kamen Rider but maybe you don't know this one because it's been what is it 50 years
Yeah,
since
I
yeah.
have not watched OG. I just have the like vague idea of most of it, and then I need to go read the manga because apparently, like we talked about last week, or in
Mhm.
the lost episode, uh, like there's some stuff that they took from the series, some stuff they took from the manga that was like a bit different.
Yeah, like the ending apparently was like just straight up taken from the manga and I'm like oh okay.
Yeah, so I want to check out the
Okay.
manga, for sure.
Yeah, but man, I really like how like it's basically he got what he wanted, but not in the way that he wanted. The power to protect people, and he just blows people up with punches and kicks.
Yeah. It's. I mean, yeah. I had literally seen nothing other than like some small trailer stuff because I wanted to try to go into it blind. So when he starts like punching people and their heads exploding, I was not ready for that at the beginning.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I only ever saw like the one trailer that we got to see really basic stuff from. So I never saw the like punching or anything. And then like, damn.
Hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, no, it was pretty great. The only thing I'm really sad about is that they didn't at least do like one toss a dummy off a cliff. Like I really wish they could have
Yeah,
done at least one of those.
yeah,
Like
that would have been
just
good.
for funny, just for fun. Oh
Yeah,
man, and
yeah.
yeah, and talking about destruction of worlds, we have Jasaris next too, and
Yeah.
3 episodes to talk about.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to be that, but like our stuff from last week from the finishing of the like I don't know, a
Oh
silent
right.
voice arc is pretty simple,
Hmm.
They fight, we get to see a really cool mid-air transformation. Everyone sings their feelings and realizes that spoken communication can be good. Um
Yeah, it's not just a way to lie to people. And then yeah, you taught me all this happy stuff. You taught me all this happy stuff. Shank.
Yep, and then she
Next
gets
world.
stabbed. Yep. And that we could, and again, the next one because they're like split into like two parts, we can almost treat as like one full episode. And it's Monster World, which is cool.
Hmm.
I think we talked about it, but little younger brother Wolf has like the funniest little voice, and I love him. I would die for him.
Yeah, he's adorable, but man, like unfortunately, like with all kids in Toku, they're pretty naive.
Yeah. I mean, he's gotta be. We're playing with tropes a little bit at that point. Um,
Yeah.
I do also like that like she's transported into a world where people are basically separated to masks and monsters, and she can't see. And the two people who are
Mm.
nice to her are monsters, and they're and especially the younger brother who is like. And again, the only little iffy kind of like more nitpick than a complaint I have about Jasaris is that it does sometimes feel like we're just speed running it like the trope so you don't have to worry about it you know where we're going so like
True.
this younger boy meets this girl and it's literally like 2 minutes later he's like I love her but if she sees me she'll hate me I have to do something so that she doesn't hate mons or like and it's like man we are blazing through
That's true. That's true. I mean, it's still that's still just the first half. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's a nitpick because again, they're doing a smaller production. They're doing this themselves, and it's not like they can spend all this time trying to develop stuff if they have like a wider story they want to tell. So again, I call it more of a nitpick than I think an actual like flaw. Uh,
Mhm.
but again, we get to see the purple antagonist with the honestly kind of cool outfit. Honestly,
Yeah. I love seeing that so much. Like all the
yeah.
outfits are like super cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I dug his outfit. It was really cool. As always, Jasaris has to do something question mark before time runs out.
Yeah. But I mean, well, I mean, we see them like what was the jewel in the ravine again that they were getting?
It was the head. Oh no,
The
sorry, the
head.
jewel of the ravine. Sorry, I thought we were talking about the little sticker he collects at the end. No.
Mm.
It was supposed to be like a plant that could cure anything, and so they wanted it to cure her eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, he go like that was a pretty crazy sequence. Like, jump on my back and jump off my back to get it. And I'm like, yeah, let's do
Yeah,
this.
and again, for like a small budget production, like it looked pretty good. I didn't notice when they showed it off in the distance at first. I thought it was like, oh, we're gonna have to like travel to get. I didn't realize it was a ravine. I like missed that the first time. So when they
Mm.
jump and then they're just falling, I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
oh my god! And then you see them just like fall, and you're like, oh, we don't know if they're alive. Like
Yeah.
as Toku, I'm sure they're fine, but like, that's a long distance they fell.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man, yeah, like that. Yeah, that was pretty great.
Yep.
And I think this is when the world gets saved too, right? Yeah, like
Yeah. So Jasaris beats Mask Man, which I think is really funny because he's like, you're a human but you're masked, and the guy's like, yeah, that's how heroes are, and he's like, I'm so jealous and die.
oh my god. Yeah, it was great lines. And after that, and then we get like another cute little scene. I was like, oh hey, we saved the world. Here, drink this. And then
Yeah,
it's like
he's like, this is medicine, and I'm like, girl, do not just eat things this man gives you.
it's so funny. Like at this point, I'm actually looking forward to see the different ways he kills her. It's so funny at
Oh,
this
I
point.
I hope I hope it kind of becomes a gag, and I mean, I don't know, it feels like it would eventually get old, but I want to see how long they keep doing it, and how many different ways they keep doing it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
cute,
because
cute
like
little
like like
thing.
like like she's our point of view character, and like she's just getting like trounced on, while Stars is like doing everything.
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna see what that's about. Like they're
Hmm.
obviously unraveling this little bit of mystery over and over again. I'm wondering when we're gonna get another like organization guy show up.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Jasiris has just been cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Shin
Yeah,
Kamen
it's been
Rider
pretty
was
good.
cool, and
Hmm.
King Oger has also been cool.
Yeah, very very cool. It was your boy's episode this week. I
It
mean,
was my
wait,
boy's episode this week.
yeah,
It was my boy,
that.
and now my new girl. But
Oh my
last
god.
week, we had a very
Oh
fun
man.
episode with Himeno, where she was just fucking pissed that entire episode.
Yeah, she was pissed. Also, I didn't know until earlier today is that Muffin and Me actually got released separately, so you could actually watch Muffin and Me like
Well, we
episode
can
one
go.
and two.
Oh well, damn. All right, let's watch those next week. We will give a review of Mofun and Me episodes 1 and
But yeah,
2.
it was so cute because it was like saying I could give you information about Muffin and Me. Tell me now.
Yeah.
It's
The,
like
the 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 Rita being like this cold person, but it's like one thing that they're obsessed with is adorable.
yeah,
Very good. Just it was just a cool episode. One where we get to see Himano basically beat the shit out of everyone in her path. Uh,
everyone.
almost kills Jeremy, kills the Bugnarok. The Bugnarok had a really sick design because he was like a water glider and like his mask looked like a water glider with like the water
Mhm.
ripples. I really dug his design.
Yeah, That
And
was really sick, and I'm just like laughing because like yeah, Himeno was just angry this episode, and Jeremy actually got scared. He's like,
yep,
okay,
and
fine, I
Jeremy, like, it's because he does this to himself. Like, he wants to be so eloquent and like wordy and like, oh, read between the lines, and it's like, you're just pissing people off, man.
yeah.
I really like Jeremy though. He's great.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten old yet. Plus he's getting yelled at now for it, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah, especially now that people are kind of getting the kind of vibe. But
Hmm.
yes, we got a Kakagurai, a Dabowski episode this week. Uh,
Yeah, and
which again,
in this episode, Jeremy is trying to say like a super flowery thing, and everyone's like, "Yama translate."
yes, which honestly, good for them, good for them.
It
Uh,
was so funny.
I love
Oh
that. I love that. We get to see some little ritual happening with him at the beginning. He's trying to figure out. He's asking to like a fortune teller, like, "Hey, what's my sister up to?" Blah blah blah. And we get to see this his sister, quote unquote, stuck in the castle. Whew.
yeah, and then oh man, another funny moment is like of course like because Gira cannot be normal. It's like I will save her, and then everyone's like, wait, aren't you guys gonna help me? Oh, you'll get a technology. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the vibe of like of just Dabowski in general, but Rackles holding something over him, and that's the reason he's so loyal. And so
Hmm.
Rackles having his sister captured is makes sense. Everything kind of starts lining up.
Hmm.
Rackles wants to talk to Jeremy. Dabowski basically uses like his story of his sister being trapped to like help convince him, because Jeremy's very family minded, since he lost his family
Hmm.
due
And
to
Gira is just hot headed and says, "I will do it," like
yeah.
before he even knows the whole story.
Yeah, Gira just goes out to go save him, which is very funny.
Yeah,
uh
because we get to see our favorite extra again.
oh god, I love him so much.
Yeah,
He's
he
so
was late for
funny.
his date. He's holding a bouquet of flowers, and he's trying to chase like this taxi Gira around.
Yep. Gira basically gets disguised as a pillbug taxi, and our favorite extra is like, hey, what's up? And then I love later when we get to see him, and it's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't get a taxi, and the taxi ran away from me, and it's just like, I don't want any of your excuses.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that was great. And then
Especially because it
we
happens right after we see a scene of the children playing without Gira.
oh yeah, that was super cute.
It was
Yeah.
super cute, but super sad. It's like, think about Gira, and it's like, you're not supposed to say that.
Mm, yeah, that was a little sad. Uh, yeah, like it's really sad that he does have to like hide, but it's really funny though because like they're making him hide in the most obvious costumes.
They
It's like
really, yeah,
yeah, a lot
they
of people are gonna know like he's alive just by osmosis at this point.
maybe. But I also really love the vibe that like Jeremy shows up, and Rackles is basically like, I want to meet with Defnarok. I want to know. I want to try to like bargain for peace. I think we have what's it called? Well, I think our interests align. So let's do this. And
Yeah, and then it's like
Jeremy's like, ooh,
not unless you give me back, not unless you give us back Dabowski's sister, and the funniest freaking scene right after the
yeah.
way she acts,
Oh
and
my god, yeah,
honestly,
her in general. But can we talk about the fact that like it's like, let her return to Tofu, and the Baoshi
mhm,
gives this whole like, oh, I'm so grateful, I'm so happy, and you can see something's off already, because Racklin is kind of like, I I can't do that. But like but you can see it in his expression. Like, the actor did this like really well, where he's not like being malicious, he's not being evil. You can see he's like kind of
even he
annoyed.
feels trapped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like he's kind of like,
even he's
oh,
trapped.
he's like, oh, I can't do that. But then
And
Gira,
then
yeah,
yeah,
Gira makes
we
it
see
up.
why it's so funny. Like just his sister is basically saying, "I'm in love with Rackles, and I'm gonna live here. I don't want to go back to Tofu."
Yep. But they only show up to see her because Gira shows up in his little costume, and she just says, that man, and then she fucking screams. And then he just
Yeah,
hides under the bed.
it's so dumb. Like it's so cartoony with Gira, but it just works because it's like everyone's aesthetics clash. Like anyways. So just having just like having goofy shit happen while there's like actual what's it called politics going on is just really funny.
Yeah, I also love that, like Kagura shows up and he's like, "Are you hurt? You screamed. Were you badly?" It's like, "Did you miss your brother?" And it's like, uh, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's like, "Why are you here?" And it's like Rackle shows up. She immediately like pushes her brother to the side, like, "Rackle-san." I think they
Not gonna
had him.
lie,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's 3 minutes until the end of the episode, but man, I got caught. I got got. I completely forgot about
Yep,
that family.
yep, yep,
I
yep.
got.
I love this where it's like Rackle-san, I was having a nightmare, but now that you're here, it's like a dream. Why are you even here, brother? I love the vibe that she's like so in love with this dude, and it's just like, I want to stay here because I'm enamored with Sir Rackles, blah blah blah. The only sick I am now is love.
It was
uh,
so funny, and
es-
I saw that. I'm like,
Especially
oh
because
my god.
Dabowski, like you could see Dabowski's like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, I think it was like Dabowski selling it, which I should have realized as well too.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
and then it's like, it's like if you kind of get in between me and him, uh why don't you'll have to stand between all, you'll have to take me out. I'll take even you out, brother.
uh, yeah, and then it's like it just like, and then like next time we see her is like the end of the episode. Actually, wait,
Yep.
oh man,
Yeah.
the monster for this episode was apparently a Common Rider Black RX reference.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think it was like because like if you look at it had like red eyes. It was very yeah, very Black Cricket, I believe. I think they
Oh,
used.
good to
Yeah, so
know.
it was. Yeah, it was basically a Black RX reference, I think.
Oh,
But yeah,
but
yeah,
the
and then
but the
yeah,
big
the
thing is
big
after this, everyone hears that he wants to have Tofu join him as like a vassal state. So all the pigs who are listening in Thurgira basically show up to be like, "Hey, man, we've heard some words, man. What are you about to do?"
Yup. And then
We
I guess, yeah, I guess, like Dabowski is gonna let that advance, like let him advance on that end because, yeah, it's like everyone's in on it at this point, and it's like it's
Yep.
crazy. Or at least, yeah, Tofu's in on it at this point.
Tofu's in
Great.
it, and I love his like Tofu wants peace, and for that there's no price too steep to pay. I Kagurai Dabowski, uh, swear my everything to Sir Rackles.
Yeah, and we saw that like his bit of backstory was that he overthrew the government because they were not providing enough
Yeah,
food.
can we talk about that? Incredibly base.
Yeah, just super fast. It's like, oh yeah, the old king was hoarding food for himself, and and Dabowski through his revolution took over. It's like,
Yep.
damn.
Then we also get another incredibly funny scene, which is Suzume being like, "Did I dream up that man?" And she turns around to see like Gira trying to escape out the window, and she like is noticed and just fucking falls out the castle window.
Yup.
And we just hear like the comedic like chick click clack crash. This scene would have almost been really served well by like what's it called, like one of the Tom and Jerry screams like that. Wah!
Or just a slide whistle.
Yeah, slide whistle. We
Yeah,
get to see we get to see our favorite our favorite side character getting beat up by his girlfriend because he was late to the date.
yeah, and
Um
then I guess you were also slightly disappointed because we saw Soldier Mode. God Tarantula was CG for this fight.
yeah, it's disappointing a little bit. First of all, we get a really cool fight of Kagurai fighting alone and stuff before being
Hmm.
joined by people. He had such a cool like finisher with this fight where he like does almost like a judo throw into a what's it called what's it oh god no into like a sumo like stomp.
Oh, yup.
It was, and then the guy whose like wing is hurt can't fly away, so Kagura is like, "Oops, got you."
Yeah. Oh man. But
But
it's pretty great. Like they just go ham. We still get suit fights with them.
yeah,
Um.
Soldier Tarantula being CG for this fight is on one hand kind of disappointing. On the other hand, they went like really hard and like animating it. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah. That
if they're doing CG, this is the stuff I want them to do CG for, because the soldier tarantula is like flying around buildings, leaping, like he's legit like just rolling around. We're getting like full 3D environment where they're like fighting on the walls and like underground, and like he falls off a bridge and he like ropes up and does everything, you know. So like if you're gonna do a suit fight, obviously those look good, but obviously there's only, you're limited to something. So if you're gonna do it in CG like this, I at least like that they went all out and it wasn't like CG to just basically do what it would have happened in a regular suit fight. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Especially with like the way that like Tarantula Knight fights, being kind of almost on all fours a couple times and like crawling around. I just don't think it's super reliable for a suit fight. So it's like disappointing but understandable, and like it's not like they did it out of laziness.
No, it's probably because they're saving up for a 17 toy combination soon.
Oh my god, yeah, that's gonna be. I want to get the King Oger. I need to get the King Oger mech toys at some point.
Mm,
Especially the God Tarantula one is really sick. Like that just as it in the Tarantula mode, it looks awesome. The like
yeah.
white and gold works really well, and then like that little touch of purple, uh, man, looks really nice. But
Yeah.
we get a nice touching scene with Gira and Dabowski, basically. You know, is your heart not crying now?
Hmm.
But then we
And
get,
then
but even
I'm
so, oof.
and, and then you basically see Dabowski's speech about like saying I will go through dirt for my country, and then
Yep,
it
you
just
need not worry. I'll basically, do whatever I need to do. And then we get to see Suzume out the window, fully dressed in her like tofu garb.
yeah, and sheathing her sword, and it's just like damn.
Yep. And it's so good because she gives the "I will cover myself in mud,
Hmm.
and dirty my hands if it is let us defend tofu together." Unsheaths the sword, and it's like, of course, these two, of course, it's a lie. Of course, it's not real. It's like the cis siblings are the same.
Yeah. Oh man.
Ooh,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was. God, that was. Yeah, like I said, I got by Suzume.
I thought about it. It like half got me because while I was watching it, I'm like, but is this a lie? And by the end of the tarantula fight, and when he's like, I'm thinking, is his I'm not screaming, and I'm like, I might just be true. And then they immediately contradict that. I'm like, fuck, should have
Yeah.
known.
Yeah, getting got is so funny. I love it. And then yeah, and then the next episode we're getting our Rita episode. Yay.
I know you're very excited about that. I'm excited with how this episode ended. Rackles and
Mm.
Death Knock about to talk, and we get to see the last line that Jeremy says for this episode: "A heart that yearns for humanity and the Bugnarok to join together in peace." So the story goes, and which this ending combined with this preview is, oh man, the cliffhanger is getting me.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it's like, hey, you know how we were doing that? Now we're switching to a Rita episode. You get to see baby Rita. We're going back to finding out about like the previous sovereign and how Rita became sovereign, and all this stuff about the fury of the gods being a man-made disaster. I feel like basically this first little like big arc now is basically just going to be about the fury of the gods.
Hmm.
Um, but then why is Rita the ruler? And then it's like, what the hell happened to the peace? Which is like, yeah, what did happen? What's going on? Why are we fighting? Why does Gira look so angry?
Hmm. And
Ooh,
we're gonna find out next week.
yep. But in general, we have continuing to have some just really good episodes. We're
Yeah.
King Ojo's really, I feel like hitting that balance of like we're gonna have something serious and then we're gonna have something goofy and then sometimes we're just gonna be doing both at the same time. Uh oh man, the Suzume stuff was so good. Like setting it up as like, oh, his sister has been kidnapped, and then when you actually meet her, her super goofy like, oh, I'm in love, nothing can stop me, I'm in love. But then like immediately seeing her serious face with the sword, like it's so good.
Hmm. Yeah, there's just so much to think about like in the future for this. And now that now that you have a second liar, it's just like I don't know what to think about now.
All I can think of now is also like she has a sword. It's a second liar. I want his sister to get a suit at some point.
That'd be cool.
Or the real. Here's the thing. I want that to happen. On the other hand, there's a part of me that is afraid because I wanted to get her own suit. There's a part of me that's like, Kagura is gonna die and she's gonna get the black suit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for like, I feel like specifically for like trickster characters who are like, I'll do anything for peace. There also feels like they're the most like self-sacrificial character. So I'm just worried about that.
That's true. That's true. But we'll see. We'll see next week.
Uh as always, it's just a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff going on, and I mean 36 minutes. We've did pretty well considering we were covering some extra episodes, even if just lightly.
Yeah, and jet lag sucks. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. But hopefully, next week, next Wednesday when we record, you'll be good, we'll be good, and everything will keep going.
But yeah,
thank you so much for the people who listen. We will see you guys next week. Later. This program is brought to you by
Our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.